Get my car back today. Looking forward to that. Woke up today and had a ride. So our car's been in the shop for a couple days. And the guy that was in charge of taking our kids to and from school called this morning about 10-15 minutes before he was supposed to pick everybody up to say he was sick and he was puking out his butt. So we had to scramble, figure it out. And so funny, just such a weird thing. So like, this is such a great example, right? So a dude we know, he is Chaldean. For those that don't know, Chaldeans are Arabic Christians, and you know, the Muslims hate them way more than they hate you, right? But the Chaldeans are very, very common around here, and they're whatever, good people, whatever. So the dude that he's like a little brother, right? He's a great guy. I have nothing like innately terrible about the dude. He's not like, he's just a young dude. He's young, he's different, you know, has his own way of seeing things and whatnot. And, you know, again, he's a great dude. I like dude, right? But at one point, you know, so he got his ass up and he drove my kids. Oh shit! Yeah, I never gave him the $20. You got to give him the $20. So he you know, he does what it takes to get our kids to school. So we're driving, and because it was kind of hectic. Why is it that big a deal? Is it something we can't get to him again? Is the window closed and it'll never happen? Yeah. Anyway, so I've actually done a video on the church that we drove by. But we drove by a church, and I was like, look at that thing. You can't tell me you think we built that. He's like, what? I said, that church right there. And he looks over, and he quickly gives himself a little hooja-jigga. And I like this is a man who went to prison at 22 for shooting a guy. You know, the more I learn about the situation, the less self-defense it sounds like, but it was self-defense in a way. But he was, you know, he did, I think, 8 years. How many years did he do? 7 years. And when he got out, he was that guy. Like, he was dealing in you know, he would have $100,000 in cash in the house on any given day. He was moving insane amounts of drugs and, you know, living this lifestyle that we would just, you know, my wife would end up sort of house sitting for him, dog sitting for him on a regular basis, because every other weekend he was flying to Vegas to go, you know, gamble thousands and thousands of dollars, you know, prostitutes, strippers, drugs, alcohol, you name it. He did all of that. He was that guy. He lived the rap star lifestyle. And then, of course, he has a kid, and she's his world, and, you know, he's completely changed everything. Like he now works at a fucking deli and shit. Like he's completely changed. But I look at somebody like that and I think like you want to pretend that you're so religious that driving by a church you got to do the thingy jiggy. But you're not that like what God would just laugh at you. If you were at the front pearly gates, God would be like, "Are you fucking kidding me? I don't care how much repenting you're doing. I don't care how much crazy belief shit you think. You're not getting in here. Like, look at your life, dude." And that's so strange, and you see that a lot with like, with mafia guys. The the culmination. All right. He's saying that she asked, all I have to do is give him the permission in Gmail. I don't know how to do this. Huh?
Go on Google Docs.
Move, cowboy.
He says no. I'm not.
What the shit is going on here?
Is this turned off?
It's probably dead. Needs to be. Okay, so where's Google Docs at?
I don't know.
No, she needs to go into the Gmail. But if you go into the Docs,
if you do go to Google Docs,
there's nothing in here. I don't know where it is.
Where did he create it at?
I don't know.
Did he already email it? Pull it off of that. Open it.
I don't know where the email is. I don't know how to get into anything on here.
Go down here. Email's got to be under there. I can't see shit.
Here. Yeah, see, we're just old people. Now you guys get to watch old people try to make it work. This is like Outlook mail, but that's not what I'm talking about.
It's Gmail.
All right. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay.
Got it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a drug addict ceiling. Yeah, in a kid's room. Because the drug addict kids, you know how it is. Like, this is the desperation it takes. Because, you can't actually. Like, these people on here that are questioning what's going on, these are friars. These are chosen. These are the Jews. That's who is on this feed right now and mad at me. because they're too stupid to actually engage in anything, right? So they just make fake profiles and they say dumb shit because literally they don't have anything else. Dropped a new song, by the way. It's completely different, doesn't fit our narrative. And it's funny because I'm sorry, I'm listening to what's going on in there. We dropped a couple of new songs, but again, this is another one where I really want to hear it in the car because your ass better call somebody. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the internet proudly presents to you its obviously greatest band in the world, the Surgeon, Charlie Bronson, the Big Mouth Goyim Guy, the Bilderberg Guru. And of course, if you're not down with that, well, we've got 2 words for you. Stop and go. Stop and go. Stop and go. You're a silly Mickey Picky. Stop. The surgeon, exactly. Stop and go. Stop. Surgeon. And go. Get down to the nitty gritty. Stop and go. I can't wait to hear it in the car. We'll hear it on the way to school. And go. You're like some itty bitty titties. Stop and go. Stop and go. Stop and go. You're the other word for pity. And no one really likes you. No one really likes you. No one really likes you. Stop, 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 and go. Stop and go. What are your thoughts on homosexuality? It's amazing. Especially since it drives Christians so crazy. Yeah, homosexuality is is awesome. Why would I hate someone for how they're born? For the way God makes them. Get your cult out of Palestine. Get your cult out of Palestine. Let me guess. You are super insecure and it bothers you so much when people are happy, right? What a weird song. Stop and go. So not our, like, totally not our style. I was just going off in the studio, in the closet. Imagine getting sent these vocals and having to make a song out of it. I like it, but I told him he also has to remix it. I want it to be I want it to sound like Rihanna. Me mom na me na me. I can't wait to hear it in the car, though. I bet in the car it sounds awesome. Whoa. Let's get some moving out of here, guys. You came in here all crazy.
Why was the Kirk narrative immediately that he was killed for free speech
and Christian values. How did we all just know that before we had any details? Just like my shirt. Team Jesus. The funniest thing is, I had this shirt on one time and we went out to eat, and some guy got up from his table just so he could come and be like, hey, I have a shirt that has Jesus on it too, look. And I was like, oh, well, mine's a joke. And he was like, oh, he got all weird. Oh, it's so funny. All you fucking Christians, you Christians are so awful. As much as I want to believe, like, the chosen are the worst, and they are, but, like, at least with them, there's, like, a benefit to it, right? Like I can understand why they would align with that cult when that cult absolutely runs the world, and, you know, Semitism is demanded from everyone. But who's a American religious fanatic? I just want to kirk all of our hilarious. Energy. The only thing but the Christians, like, you don't even get, the only thing you get is that, you know, the majority of the people like you and nobody, you know, if somebody finds out that you're a fellow Christian, they might, you know, give you a free coffee or some shit. But, like, being a Christian basically requires you to follow the rules that the Jews lay out, the chosen lay out, and then when you die, that's, whoa boy, that's when the real party starts, right? But, like, look at these dumbass Christians. Look at Kara. Keratin, is it Keratin? Whatever your name is. Look at this dumbass. Like, it's like I was watching videos today where cops attack people. And you'll hear cops be like, well, they spit on me. Well, they swung at me. They kicked me. Like, yeah, but you're the one that's the professional, right? So if you're the one that's working, you're the professional here, you're not supposed to, you know, you don't have that same I lost control narrative that the citizen does, right? And it's like that with the Christians too. Like, I've never actually had a conversation with somebody that identifies with as a Christian, and it was decent, it was respectable, it was, you know, I definitely never left a conversation with a Christian feeling like I've learned something, or like, oh, I have an understanding of it and blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, look at this dumbass. Look at this. And you piss me off. What? You're making me mad because you don't think the same way I do. You don't fall for the same dumb bullshit I fall for. Like, let me ask you this. All of you fucking piece of shit Christians out there, you believe that God talks to people. Apparently you believe that God talks to you, which is psychotic, but you believe that. You believe that God will appear to people, in the past has appeared to people. You know, how many of you sold your shit because the African guy had a dream and October 23rd or September 23rd was TikTok apocalypse, so you sold your shit? Because you're Y-O-U-R hateful. Like, seriously, keep proving how stupid Christians are, right? This dumbass doesn't even know the right "your" to use, and yet they want to be taken seriously. And this whole crazy idea that you're not supposed to have hate. How can you truly love anything if you don't have a balanced relationship with your hate? No one but you are talking about religion. Yep, nobody talks about religion. God talks to people. He explains it so that I believe, therefore I talk. Right. Well, again, if you believe God talks to people, if you believe God can show up, if you believe God answers prayers or any of that stupid bullshit, why doesn't God show up to Netanyahu? Why doesn't God appear in front of Netanyahu, in front of Bezalel Smotrich or Itmar Ben Gvir or even Donald Trump and tell him, hey, knock this shit off. What you're doing is the exact opposite of what religion is supposed to be. Like it's insanely stupid. And look at the coward's gonna run away. I never said I was smart. Never claimed to be smart. Exactly, good, because you'd have been lying. And we don't want to lie. He does not give his pearls to swine. But like again, this is like, do you have you have no understanding of religion then, do you? Like you don't really understand what religion is, right? Especially the Abrahamic religions. Because if anyone is swine, if anyone is the negative, it's you dumb Christian. Do you not know what your Bible says? Your Bible is describing what's happening today, but not in the way that you'll think. Your Bible is all about taking from the Goyim and giving to the undeserved chosen people. The chosen people build a God phone. They call God. God's like, hey, your name is going to be Abraham instead of Abram, and your wife is going to be Sarah instead of Sarai. And even though you're in your 90s, you're going to have a child. And everything that you can see from this point to this point, it all belongs to you now. Okay, see ya. Like, your Bible is just so stupid. And you know it is because look at the Christians. The Christians just shut down, right? They just shut down. They can't even like keep a reasonable, conversation going because their whole foundation is stupidity and subservience and just insanity. It's so crazy that you call other belief structures that believe the same thing, they just have different names. You say they're crazy. But when it comes to your own bullshit, you're like, I like my flavor. I smell my own farts. I hate other people's farts, but I like my own. It's my flavor. It's really a weird thing, and I don't. It's to me, it's so strange that I can literally go live and I say, here, like, share, sub. If you're watching this video, like, share, and sub. If you know any religious people, I'm not even asking you to share it with people who will pat me on the back and tell me how great I am. If you know some religious people who are actually capable of having a conversation, then share it with them. Take 2 seconds and share this on Facebook. Click share. Facebook will pop up. Right? This guy's crazy. Someone come tell him so. And that's it. Do something. In the last week or so, there's been a guy who's been coming on here and identifying himself as his profile name is Saint Andrew Pierre, I think. And he refers to himself as a priest. And yet, the only thing he's capable of doing is gaslighting and avoidance and crybaby. He can't actually engage. And it's like, dude, don't you use this system to bilk the system? Like, don't you live your free life, taking advantage of everything, never having to ever work in your life, being a weird little virgin? Don't you take advantage of this situation? So if you're gonna live off of the situation because of this bullshit, shouldn't you know it better? He once were brought before a king, possibly Herod, and just didn't speak a word before him because he knew already who he was and what was in him. What kind of stupidity is that? Like, for anybody to literally take that literally is just like, what was even said there? He was brought before somebody, but he didn't say anything because he knew who he was. Silence isn't, you're not silent because you know you're right. You know, silence is what you do when you're not confident. And he beat him basically. Oh yeah. Of course, all priests are welfare recipients. All priests and shit like that, all clergy members they bilk society. They've tricked the world into believing that they should be allowed to live for free without any sort of contribution other than bad advice. Let me ask you this. How many virgins do you take advice from in your regular life? Or even more so, if you found out the person that you were talking to was a virgin, would you take advice from them? Not just relationship advice, any advice? Like maybe if they're a virgin who's really good with numbers, then you'll take their advice on some accounting, maybe. But when you think about basically the history of Catholicism, is that virgins have been telling married people how to handle their lives, their problems, their speed bumps and shit. What sense does that make? And literally, if somebody tells you that they're an adult and they're still a virgin, you're going to be like, all right, you're kind of weird. I'm going to be honest with you. You're weird. As a matter of fact, I can only think of one person that I've known, say, in the last 20 years that was a virgin, openly was a virgin. And he was weird as shit. You know, he could say that he was a virgin by choice because he never paid for it or something. But I guarantee no female has ever tried to give it to him. And he was like, no, I'm just. And the thing is, he initially, because I knew him as when we were kids, he wanted to be a priest growing up. It was so weird. Like this kid was Asian. His family came across on the boat like they were straight up heavy accent. I don't even think his mom spoke English. After all the years, I don't think he spoke English. And yet somehow this guy wanted to be a Catholic preacher. Like what do you see a bunch of you in that narrative? No. But he was fucking weird. And then the priest thing didn't work out for him. He was always real weird about the details. But when the priest thing wasn't going to work, he joined the Marines. He was a Marine. And they used to all razz him all the time about being a virgin. But these my ramblings are not allowed in my religion, really. What are you even talking about? I mean, it's like, you ever talk to a religious person? You ever talk to like a Christian and try to have like a reality kind of conversation with them? It doesn't take long. It doesn't take long before they're like blaming shit on supernatural. This is Jesus, the devil, you know. It's nuts. They're fucking nuts. And you wouldn't take it in any other way. Like if they weren't saying Jesus, if they were saying Achmanach and Pipapapach and Stupakach, these fucking religious figures that they made up, it's all the same narrative. They just changed the names. People would lock them up. They'd say, oh, this person's crazy. Do you hear the crazy things they're saying? It's disgusting. It's fucking strange, man. This, like, You know, I watch so many truthers out there, and like Ian Carroll, you know, did you see the Andrew Tate and Nick Fuentes and three or four other guys that I don't recognize. So I do recognize the one guy, the Arabic guy. Apparently, these guys are riding around in a party bus, listening to Kanye, Heil Hitler, which is just a dumb ass song. It says nothing. Us Christians are commanded to reprove twice. If the person comes to their senses, Lord Jesus, I don't understand it. Dude, you're a moron. Like, I can't even. You see what I mean? Like, talking to a Christian, they speak their own conversation. It doesn't even matter what you're saying. They just say dumb shit. But did you see the video of those guys riding around listening to Heil Hitler? Did anybody look goofier than Nick Fuentes going? Nick Fuentes is such a fucking clown. You know? Yeah, Tate's a badass because he can fight. Okay, but yeah, all of these guys are going to tell you the same fucking thing. At the end of the day, we need God. We need Jesus. Good old incel Catholic Nick Fuentes is riding around in a party bus. Those fucking guys. Incel. He's an incel. He's involuntary celibate. I don't even know what that means. Like, that means nobody likes you, right? If it's involuntary, then you wish you weren't celibate, but you are. It's so. It's one of these things that would absolutely keep me from joining sides with those guys. Ian Carroll, it doesn't matter which one it is. Any of you fuckers that continue to push Christianity, you're not a good guy. You're a bad guy. You might have good intentions. That doesn't mean you're fucking good. You're still a bad guy. You can't have a real conversation because the Christian doesn't listen, kind of, but we have been given the awesome thing that we want to give our fellow human brothers. And if you want to give people information, then you have to hear what their opposition is. If you're not going to listen to what people are saying as far as what they oppose, then you're not going to be very successful giving it to them, then are you? And your stupid ass faith is just it's a word that was created for, stupid people. People too stupid to actually answer shit, so they go, "Oh well, I have faith. It's real because I have faith. It's real." That doesn't make anything real. I have faith that there's a blunt already rolled. Smoke the blunt that's already rolled. I have faith in it. But it's like weird because you guys are so stupid that you don't understand. Like it's without Judaism, there is no Christianity. Christianity is Judaism. Your main character was Jewish. All of the main characters in that story are Jewish. It's so weird that you. Oh, it's not really rolled, but I'm just saying I have faith it is. So, does that make it real? Well, no, you have to respect my faith. Never mind if you want something in reality, respect my faith. No, we basically can't do that because there is no use arguing with a fool. Oh, that's what it is. You can't do it because there's no use arguing with a fool who doesn't believe in Sky Daddy. Yeah, it sounds like I'm the stupid one here. I don't believe in the Jewish fairy tale that they openly use to control the Goyim. Yeah, never mind that, right? Like it's just amazing that somebody can be so stupid. So weird. No, it's not, and no, they weren't. Yeah, you're right. Christianity doesn't come from Judaism, and Jesus wasn't a Jewish preacher, and all of the characters in the book aren't Jewish, and they're not all Jewish fairy tales. Yep. Yeah, you clearly know what you're talking about. We have these things, hope, faith, love, and we want our fellow brothers to accept these things. Yeah, that's what it is. So you're basically saying you're incapable of having hope, faith, and love without a Jewish fairy tale behind it. That's pretty scary. A Jewish fairy tale that, let's be honest, you don't really know that thing. You don't know anything about this shit. Like this dumbass trying to claim that Jesus wasn't a Jew. Of the Davidic line, a long-standing Jewish line. Nope. Just so weird. You know, especially at the end of the day, because no matter what you're talking about some goofy bullshit from at least a couple thousand years old that you can't prove literally any of. Nothing. If I ask you to prove any aspect of your religious beliefs, you can't. Their belief is their identity. They won't ever question the BS. It would test their faith. Right. And that's how it's supposed to be. You know, your religion is supposed to be your identity. That way you protect it like you protect yourself. But the crazy part is, you know, you can talk to any Christian you want to. They know that their shit is bullshit. If they didn't think their shit was bullshit, they'd be quick to engage you. If you just start a random conversation and you're like, "Hey, what's the best hamburger joint?" You know, people aren't going to be like, "Oh no, I don't know what to say." Oh, no. That's the thing we don't talk about is taxes and money and hamburger joints. We don't do that. And if you say that, you know what, I think Wendy's is better than McDonald's or whatever the fuck you say, they're not going to be like, "Oh, I want to fight you now because I think Wendy's is the best or I think McDonald's is whatever." People can have a conversation where they disagree and nothing happens. Yet for some reason, people that supposedly have the most faith are the most shaken when somebody doesn't believe the same shit they believe. Like it's amazing. How can you be that stupid and you know, hypocritical and contradictory, but it's all part of it. You have to be stupid to believe in that shit. And it's weird because you see people in all sorts of high-ranking positions and, you know, they may be smart in certain ways, but clearly, like, if your whole thing is like you can't make big decisions without going and praying to the thing and then hoping a voice in your head tells you something, like, that's not somebody that handles reality very well. That's not problem solving. That's, you know, you're a clown. Since God reigns, I mean, it's just stupid. Like, you're not even, like, You're not even answering questions. When I can ask one simple question that will shut every single religious conversation down. Right? It's the easiest question too. It's one of those questions where you would think like the opposite would be the reaction, right? People would be, you know, waiting for you to ask this question with bated breath so they could fucking jump in there and be like, all right, cool. I'm glad you asked this question because now I'm going to vomit all over you with my shit. But they don't do that. When you ask a Christian, hey, let me ask you this. Why are you actually Christian instead of Muslim? What were you shown? What did you experience? What proof do you have that the Christianity narrative of the big three, the Abrahamic religions, the Christianity arm is the correct one? What proof have you experienced in your own real life that you can attest to it and you can't explain it any other way? And again, you would think like if people actually had something like that they'd be so quick. Like people always claim that, oh, well, I've experienced so many miracles in my life. I've experienced so many miracles. And you go, oh, really? Tell me one. Oh, man, it's so mad. I can hardly keep track. No. You're telling me that you're laying on the train tracks, tied to the train tracks. The train's coming. There's no other way for you to get off the tracks, so you just close your eyes and wait for it. And then suddenly you hear the train going by because you're standing off to the side. Because literally the hand of God came down and moved you. And there's no other way to explain it. No other possible explanation. That's what a miracle is. And you're saying that happens to you so frequently that you can't even pick one? It happens so much that you just forget about. Man, you must have some real favor then, huh? You think maybe you could ask God with all of that favor you have to give you, say, half of the favor. And use the rest of the other, use that other half of the favor on maybe, I don't know, rescuing Christian children who have been buried under the rubble of a building that's been collapsed on them by the God's chosen people, and they're Christians and they're crying, God, please help me, because they're still alive. They survived the collapse and now they're just buried waiting to die. How about you go help them? Huh? They are like crabs in a bucket. They can't let one escape. Yeah, that's true. I were there to feel two knees be rearranged when I prayed for starters. What? What the fuck are you even talking about? I were there to feel two knees be rearranged when I prayed for starters. He must be getting his information from Stupid Head Book. Stupid Head Book. I wouldn't even date you. Well, I don't tend to date fat, ugly chicks, so thank you. I'm not really sure. Like, fat, ugly, dumb broads who believe in Sky Daddy and don't care about pedophilia or genocide. Yeah, nobody cares. Apparently, that's like an insult to you because apparently you date everybody. Is that your thing? You'll date anybody that's willing to give you the time, except for me, because I'm so awful you wouldn't even date me. But is that what you're saying? I'm sorry. I'd love to know the thought process on that one, because I guarantee that's not some dumb girl logic, right? Anne, come on, Annie. So stupid. And that's what I mean. Like, I appreciate this more than you realize, and at the same time, I loathe it, right? Because I appreciate the constant examples of what I'm always talking about, but I loathe the fact that, Like if I'm a weapon, if I'm a heavyweight champion of the world, I don't want to sit there and get into bar fights with idiots. I want to fight the very best in the world to prove that I'm the very best in the world. Knocking out fucking losers, there's no pride in that. And that's what this always feels like. All right? Just left and right, knocking these losers out with not even full punches. Because they're all just so goddamn stupid. Did you find favor with the Lord? Now look, because he doesn't like what I'm saying, he's now trying to get another one of the fake fucking profile trolls to start stroking him a little bit, right? Please, this guy is saying stuff I don't like, so let me start talking to random trolls on here. And you'll stroke me, right, random troll? Why is it so difficult? In this world that is Christianity everywhere and all of you good Christians and I'm crazy and I'm stupid and why is it so difficult for me to find a single religious person that can have a normal conversation? Maybe I'm wrong. Like, so if I'm wrong, then you shouldn't have any problem talking. Like, if somebody is like, I really like drinking motor oil, do you have a hard time with it? Are you like, oh man, I can't talk to you. I know, because motor oil is bad and I don't want you drinking, but I don't know how to say it to. Like, no, if somebody's doing something bad or wrong, you don't have a problem saying it. As a matter of fact, being in the restaurant business for such a long time, it's the main reason both my wife and I were, that anytime we go out to eat and the service and everything is good, we actually ask to speak to the manager just to tell them, hey, everything was really good. We appreciated everything. You guys do a great job here. Why? Because it literally never happens. Everybody in here will pretend like they do the same thing. They don't. They don't. People don't do that. It's one of the reasons why my music is so censored. I don't think my music is censored because it's missing a bunch of likes and great comments telling me how awesome I am. No. I think my music is censored because there's not a bunch of shitty comments on it. And if it was shitty music and we were pumping it out there, the comment section would be full of shitty comments. People are so much more willing to complain than they ever are to compliment. People are quick to criticize. Just like people are quick to call anything out, but then when they do it, they'll demand that you apologize to them, but when they get or when they do something, they don't apologize. Or they'll say something stupid like, I apologize. I apologize. You thought I meant this. Now I'm not saying I'm sorry because I ain't sorry. I'm not sorry. You know how insecure you have to be to not be able to say those words without thinking you're projecting yourself as being like a sorry ass individual? And of course, this is a lot of this thought process is from the hood. Is from, single black women who have had who have it the worst. Nobody has it worse than black women in the United States. Nobody. First of all, they're second-class citizens because they're females to begin with. Which, not my rules, not my shit. That's the way our fucking society is. And then you top that with she's black. Nobody has it worse than black females. Let's see. We have some comments. I dare you to talk to me that way again. You must not know my boyfriend. Fuck you, you skank. Go fuck yourself. Who the fuck do you think you are? I'm not your boyfriend, so I don't give a fuck about you. I'm not trying to sleep with you. So I know as a female, you have this delusional perspective that like everybody wants to sleep with you, but they don't. Especially probably once you start opening your mouth. But, you know, not wanting to fuck you means I'm going to treat you like I would any other human being. And as soon as you start pulling this thinking your fucking shit don't stink kind of thing, you're going to get a reality check real quickly. That's what I'm saying. He's home from college. Who's home from college, you dumbass? No one can have a normal conversation with you because you just babble. You change the subject every sentence. Right. So somehow that prevents you from typing something that makes sense, right? How does that matter? If I'm wrong about something, you can still pick that thing and address it in a comment and then I read it, right? Wouldn't your message still get out there? I love when people say, "I can't say something to you because of you." Really? Really? What is preventing you from typing any sort of truth in the comments? Obviously, you don't have a problem typing a bunch of dumb shit. Next thing you know, you're going to say, "Well, if I did type it, you just ignore it anyway." Right, right, right. So then again, you'll type the shit I'm going to ignore one way, but not the truth. Because if I ignore the truth, then that somehow invalidates it. If they have something so good it will change my mind, I want to hear it. Exactly. it's, it's just that simple. False prophet. Yep. Let's see. Eric, my boyfriend. Nobody cares about you or your dumb boyfriend. This one time, God breathed the breath of fire, the breath of life, into the nostrils of Adam, and man became a living soul. Yeah, sure he did. Sure, sure, sure. I wouldn't let you eat me out. Ew. Well, you really are a lady, huh? Boy, you sure are hurting my feelings by not letting me get poison all over my face. What's wrong with you? Ugh. Ugh. But see, again, this is like, so she's one of these, I'm a Christian, right? A Christian woman just said that. Right? When her "I wouldn't even date you" comment didn't work, she was like, "Oh, but I have a boyfriend. I wouldn't because I have a boyfriend." And when that doesn't work, now it's she's gonna take it even further. Because again, she's too stupid to actually make any real points. And you have to ask yourself, like, do you really think that these are I tend to not think these are real people. More than likely, I always assume it's just a bot. It's an Israeli bot. It's Team Jorge. It's Act.il. It's one of those kinds of things. I tend to not think of my fellow Goyim as being this stupid. I don't want to. You know, I know it's true, but I just don't want to. I don't want to believe that you're dumb enough to actually say these things out loud or on here. Bro's never touched a woman anyways. He wouldn't know what to do. That's right. Never.
Don't you have 2 kids?
Mm-mm. Notice how I can throw my voice like that too? Isn't that cool? A guy like you are so rude, I wouldn't give you the time of day. Boy, you seem to be really obsessed with like me dating you and me. Like, are you sure? You know you're actually giving yourself away, right? The fact that the only thing you keep thinking about is this guy doing stuff to you sexually or dating you, or that says a lot. You're definitely saying the opposite of what you mean to say by continuously sticking to this one subject. Look at this shit. We have another dumbass repenter. You must be a Trump supporter. Oh, yeah. Big old Trump supporter here. Smoking straight Reggies, too, I bet. Yeah. Do you even know where to get Reggies anymore? Like, is that a thing? Do Reggies even exist? But let's just say I was smoking Reggies. Does that somehow take away from the pedophile cult bullshit that you seem to believe in so willy-nilly? You know how you guys like to just believe in crazy shit. You can't actually say why. You and I don't understand. My boyfriend used to lift weights in high school. All right, well, you just got to that point where nothing you say matters.
What brought you into December?
For the femboy community support dog. The fuck is that?
Yet had we not met, my lack of amusement.
Are you saying there's a femboy community support dog? Or are you calling me dog for supporting the femboy community?
I feel like I might
Kind of confusing there.
waiting on checks on
Oh, look at this shit.
what has me upset.
Look at how great this is. Like, this is what happens when you talk about religion. This is what happens when you talk about the friars and you talk about Israel and you talk about killing pedophiles. Isn't it weird that all of these people would be here, so angry or so determined because this guy thinks we should kill pedos and overthrow the friars that control the world? Reggie's, that's regular weed. That's the Mexican weed that we used to smoke in high school. The stuff with all the seeds in it and shit. But anybody who says shit, you're like one of those people that's like, I got money in my pocket. I got a watch on that costs money. I can't have a you're like that, oh, what's his name? Yeah. I bet you say brr in real life, don't you? Don't you guys? You say brr. I got the diamond on my neck, shall brr brr. Brr, brr, brr. You're one of those guys, aren't you? You got face tattoos and shit, right?
My marvelous aim when I sink my own ship is partly to blame since I shoot from the hip. And I usually slip like spring into fall, missing the gift your sunshine recalls. But feeling so small, some could say I'm spotless. My mind's on the ball, my story's obnoxious. My glimpse was so toxic.
www.the-bilderberg-group.com. Free to listen to, free to download. The link will be in the description after the video is done. I have to not put descriptions in the video or else I'm not allowed all 13 viewers that I have. But if you really need it before the video is over, just go to a previous video and you'll see it. I have lots of good receipts in the description when we're done. A link to Hollywoodism, the most important film ever made. A link to Israel Hayom, Bottom of Darkness, the most important article ever written. Let's see, what do we have here? God causeth me to cure cancer. Okay. I mean, what's the point, right? www.the-bilderberg-group.com. When it asks you how much you want to pay, just click 0 and it's free. It's free. Because I'm such a chosen. I give things away for free. Oh, shit. We actually have sugar. I didn't know we had sugar, but I didn't move the peas enough, I guess. Be awesome if I could actually have a real singer sing that one. But I like the way it works out. So. Oh, you know what? I forgot that this one does that, so we'll do that. Oh, fuck. Do you guys know that suicide bombers aren't real? You know, it's one of those things that you've never bothered to think about, but as soon as you do, you go, oh yeah, you know what, that doesn't make much sense. Especially when you dig into it just a little bit and you realize that what you've been fed regarding suicide bombers is entirely an Israeli fairy tale, kind of like your Bible. And I guess because you believe your Bible, then you'll probably believe this too. But you guys understand that? We understand that you're a lunatic. Yep. The guy that thinks we should kill pedos and overthrow the slave masters and not believe in Sky Daddy sounds like he's crazy. Sounds like he's crazy. Whenever somebody talks about something from the video, like that's such a dead giveaway, right? Because let's say he's talking about the sugar that was just poured in the tea. That means he's clearly paying attention to what's being said and done in the video. And he's just looking for something that he can jump in on about. So when I say things like we need to kill pedos, we need to overthrow the friars, blah, 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 and they say nothing, or they say something, completely lunatic, whatever, that just goes to show you that's a choice. They're making a choice not to condemn Israel, not to talk about the friars. Clearly they're paying attention, but they just don't get it. Right? Submarines are real. Yeah. Yeah, your grandfather was on a submarine. Well, hey, I believe you. When you tell me submarines are real, that's a complete disgrace to this country. What? Me not believing in submarines is a disgrace to this country. That's amazing. Not the pedophile president, dictator, crazy man. That's no. Or all his supporters. No. You got 9 people not talking to you seriously, fam. Nobody is listening. Yep. Day after day, hour after hour, nobody is listening to the feed that isn't censored. If it was censored, it would have hundreds of views. No, it's just because nobody's listening. Love it. Not believing in submarines is a disgrace to the submarine industry. Oh, I mean, I didn't know I had that power, but all right, I'll take it. Yup. You guys are hilarious. funny. All these guys, again, they could jump in on whatever. And nobody's mentioned submarines but them. That the video isn't even titled that this time. And yet, these guys aren't on the actual submarines aren't real videos talking shit and trying to debunk what's being said. These guys don't actually, like, obviously they've been watching for quite some time. And in all that time, they still haven't been able to come up with anything other than, no, not real. Or, no, wait, they are real, sorry. That's the best you can do? Why haven't you looked into it? Why haven't you taught yourself more and come at me with a better argument? Let's see. You couldn't even read a freaking sentence. Yep, couldn't read it. Stay off drugs, folks. Stay well. I gotta run. I'm not smart enough. I am a business owner working on international credentials. I don't think this matters better than you're a business owner and you're trolling a YouTube feed that only has 11 people on it. Nothing he says matters. Boy, I believe you. I absolutely believe you. I don't know why I wouldn't believe you. Your profile joined a year ago and has no subscribers. You know, like most business owners out there.
I think everyone should fly. Every guy.
And all of this, it's always just more kind of bullshit to disguise the fact that you don't actually have anything real to say. You know, pick something that you think is wrong, even if it's submarines, and give a good reason why I'm wrong. Debunk anything I've said. You've obviously you've watched it many, many times. Yep, crystal meth, that's me all day. It's a disgrace to the Air Force, too. Man, I have power like that. I am disgracing all of these things by not believing in something. Boy, that sounds like national security shit. Have you guys called the FBI? Hey, there's a guy who doesn't believe in stuff. That's dangerous. Am I a national security risk because I don't believe in things? Same bullshit. All just prior chosen lies. And when you see that the profiles are these nothing burger profiles that seem like they're specifically made for my profile, so they can talk on, because they probably had a different profile that was blocked at some point for them using pedophile code and shit. Like, just look at what we're dealing with. Bro can't even afford a plane ticket. He lives in a trap house. Yep.
Trap house?
Like, I've said this before, but let's just say I smoke all the crack. I eat all the meth. We'll say I eat the meth. I shoot all the heroin.
Can you eat meth?
Sure, why not? I drink all the alcohol all day long. I beat the shit out of my wife. I smack my kids around. I even kick my dogs and cats. I'm that guy. Does that diminish, take away from, lessen the fact that there's a pedophile cult that is literally committing genocide right now?
No.
That operates systems like Hollywood that everybody knows is not somewhere you're going to let your kids go.
No.
Right? Why won't you let your kids go there? Will you not let your kids go there because you're worried they're going to fall in the tar pits or something? No. Will you not let your kids go there because you're worried like Godzilla's going to attack? No. It's because you know that Hollywood is full of pedophiles, and even more so, California is like this, the place you want to be if you're a pedophile, because they have the lowest statute of limitations and like all kinds of laws and shit specifically designed to protect the pedophiles.
Fucking disgusting.
Right.
They should not be protected. I'm sorry.
No, absolutely not. They should be killed. So what's the best submarine? So what's the best submarine then?
I don't know.
I guess it depends on what you're in the mood for. Nemo's are pretty good. Convince me, because you matter and I give a shit about changing my subject so I can talk to you.
Through the canals of hell. No, wait. It was Mars.
Outside of,
Oh, shit.
you know, look for some pictures online. Go ahead and tell me what evidence you have that they're real. Bro, you say bro so much in real life that you type it out. You should not be talking intelligence. You ain't that guy, I promise. Is anything you say not like a stereotype, like a, you know, you heard somebody else say it at some point, so now you're saying it? Like it's really weird how your phrasing is all like you're like almost like you're Grok trying to sound cool and hip. Oh, Jesus, it's just so stupid. You ain't said nothing. Yup. Bro, you ain't said anything. You're just rambling like a drug addict. Yep. Yeah. We should kill pedos and we should overthrow the friars, and Jesus is, you know, Christianity is a Jewish fairy tale, and I'm not saying anything. What are you talking about? I didn't say anything at all. Look at these fucking morons, man. Do. Oh, it's so much of it. Jersey Mike's makes a pretty good sub. That's true too. Yeah. But Nemo's is a local place. Nemo's is the shit. And unless the place is heating the subs up, then they're a step behind. Once Jimmy John's started with the toasting, that just took it to a whole new level.
If they say it's true fact, we react as believers. They have us addicted.
What's wrong with a cold sub? It's not as good as a warm sub. That's what's wrong with it. Go fuck yourself. But like I said earlier, you notice how these guys can all talk about all sorts of different shit? They're clearly paying attention to the feed and you know, talking about shit that's being said in the feed and blah blah blah. Yet they can't, none of them have any sort of opinion on, yeah, we should kill pedos, yeah, we should overthrow the friars, any of it. It's fucking stupid. It shows you what's going on here. You really think that real people that aren't pedophiles just walk by that part? Oh yeah, I don't care about the pedophile part. Yeah, fucking not happening to me, so I don't care. No. Pedophiles is where the line is drawn. That's why even Trump is losing favor, because all of the racist, sexist, homophobic people, they can't even get down on pedophilia. And once he loses the racist, sexist, homophobic people, you know, he's done. I don't need any names from the files released or anything like that. There's more than enough information out there already that you can make all the case you need to. And yeah, they're obviously for the survivors, and, you know, obviously as time progresses, yes, more should absolutely come out. But as far as now, Does anybody actually need more evidence? I want to know who the fuck Bubba is and why Trump's blowing him. I want to know why that story disappeared. That shit is crazy. You wouldn't say this to his face. Yeah, your boyfriend is over 6 feet tall. You are fucking with. Does your boyfriend know that you're obsessed with me? Does your boyfriend know that you keep fantasizing about me dating you and going down on you and all that? Does he know that? He's not very smart, is he? Then again, neither are you. Again, like seriously, don't you think it's weird that it's 12 people here, 8 likes, 2,500 subscribers? If you're liking the video, like, share, sub. Don't forget to sub. Don't forget to do all that shit. Come on, you know what to do. I'm just reminding you because you forget. I do it all the time. And then somebody says it, and I'm like, oh yeah. But look at this shit. Look at how weird it is that there are these random, supposedly people that are trying to do everything they can to stop the conversation from being what it is. You guys need to understand that the Christianity is like, it's your downfall. Islam, same. It's literally the exact same downfall. It's just in a different language. It's just in different names and shit. But the Abrahamic religions are how they've kept us down. They're how they've kept us in control. Mary, what's going on?
Just go with the flow. Why do you know I'm allowed to be drunk? Get flanked by illegals.
With all of the junk.
They stop in our drunk, then blame it on our free will. How does all this evil control and supersede forever smartest?
Put your face on, mama. Israelis. Chosen Israeli bots and those trying to rack up points. Like seriously, you don't really think that there's Americans they got nothing else going on, so of all the feeds they could be on, they're here. They're like, oh yeah, this guy thinks we should kill pedophiles and overthrow the friars that keep us as slaves. I'm gonna fuck with him. No, that's just not real.
Not when you could be watching cat videos.
Not when you could literally be doing anything else in the world. Anything else. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. The one that says, I'm an Israeli bot. They've joined YouTube 14 years ago and have 1 subscriber. Does that sound real to you? Does that sound like how real people's shit works? My wife's profile accidentally has more than 1 subscriber to it.
What profile?
Exactly.
Kill himself. Don't put this story on the shelf since Epstein didn't kill himself.
It's not Israel or Palestine. It's Israel or everything else. And I am team fuck Israel every way possible. Every way possible.
They give us their word, but that's hard to believe when the heart on their shirt hides the ace up their sleeve. You take it or leave your resistance at home.
You're not hearing because this shit's honestly makes my day. Like I said, I've been working. Good job. Nobody that makes real money brags about it. That's just not what people do. When you're really out there whipping ass and making money, you keep it to yourself. Why wouldn't it be real? I don't have content. Why would you subscribe to someone who didn't put up content? What's your logic? Oh, your logic is stupid. Well, let's see. If you're this active in the community, if you're this much of a commenter and a troll, then you're going to pick up other trolls along the way. So it's just that simple. I don't think you even done it. I want you to say that. Ogo! How do you know how many followers someone has? You just click on their name and you click on channel activity. And it shows that Ogo has been here for 3 years and has no subscribers. Well, there you go. But Ogo isn't active like this.
Coding a list of unknown things in a language unheard of, where your head's left exploding.
Again, notice how they're focusing on these things. Yet when I say we should kill pedos and we should overthrow the friars, they don't say, hell yeah, you're right, we should. Ouch. That's not a good thing. I work 2 jobs. Sure you do.
Play-Doh.
Guys, we have to figure out a way to override this Christianity bullshit. Because it really is how they're going to get you. You know, if people didn't think that they could just pray away the bad guys, you know, that like I bring this up all the time, but like our old neighbor, she was this real big, like, Jesus freak woman, Baptist, which was weird because she had even been assaulted as a kid. And she said that when she was being assaulted, she cried out and Jesus didn't help her, and it shook her faith a little bit. But now as an old woman who has nothing but health problem after health problem after health problem, you know, barely gets by, lonely, miserable, you know, just lives with her daughter, but her daughter is finally moving on, and you know, she's just a caricature, man. She's such a caricature. And she used to know, like, she knew my stance and shit, and she would always see us sitting out front, and she would come out and be like, okay, how about this? And she would bring up some sort of religious bullshit, and I would engage her, and then she'd get upset and leave. But at one point, the city decided that they were going to replace all of the sidewalks. So they had somebody walk by with a can of spray paint or whatever, and he walked through the neighborhood, and every time he found a square that he didn't like, he would spray paint it. And then the city was charging $200 per square. And if you got 3 fucking squares, you owed the city $600. Just that simple. And if you didn't have the money to pay it, they would put it on your taxes. And so Ginger, the woman next door, I mean, again, she's barely getting through. Like, she doesn't have any extra money. She absolutely relies on her tax return and shit like that. She gets hit with like 3 squares, and then her driveway as well. Her driveway didn't meet the code. It was an old school driveway that was supposed to be grandfathered in. Go kick ass. Because, you know, the house, blah, blah, blah. But she ended up having to do, it was like a $1,200 bill or something like that. And I just thought, like, and so, you know, her solution was to go into the house and pray about it. And she just kept, you know, Jesus will come through, Jesus will come through, it's all going to work out, blah, 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 blah. And I just thought, like, imagine if she didn't have that. Imagine if she didn't have that crutch to fall back on. And instead, she got mad, organized her fellow community members, and they went to the, town hall meetings and were like, look, the sidewalks aren't even ours. That's public property. That's why anyone can stand on any sidewalk they want to stand on. You take our taxes every single year for this. Taxes are to cover this kind of shit. So we're not going to pay this and use the tax money. Use the money that's already allocated for fucking city repairs and shit. What are you doing? We're not going to pay you guys for this shit. They wouldn't even let you do it yourself or hire your own company. You had to use their shit. Imagine if all the gingers out there got together and said, we're not doing it. Fuck you. What choice would the city have had? But instead, she hid. I'm going to go hide. This is scary. I'm going to hide. I don't like this. This is scary. Hopefully Jesus will come fix it for me. You mean the Jesus that didn't come when you were getting raped as a child? You think it's going to come now? What the fuck's wrong with you? People don't think that far these days, and it shows. But it's not just that they don't think that far. If people just didn't think that far, that would be one thing, because then you could think for them, right? It's that people attack. It's like the conversations with Grok, right? Grok will defend. No, friarism is not a pedophile cult. You can't say that. That's a dangerous stereotype. That's anti-Semitism. Yada, yada, yada. It'll keep saying that. But then if you go, all right, Grok, what about metzitzia? And Grok, there's no excuse. There's literally no excuse. But again, first you got to get through, well, that's just a small portion of the community, blah, 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 blah. But when you say, all right, well, Grok, well, tell me about the resistance movement that exists. Tell me about the large population of civilian friars that are out there demanding an end to metzitzia. And she'll say, there isn't any. There is no movement whatsoever. Every time it comes up, it's because some herpes outbreak comes out. And then they try to say that the herpes is the bad part. But the herpes only happens in a small percentage, so it's not that big a deal. Yeah, you're right. It's not that big a deal in comparison to the fact that you're fucking molesting every single kid you do it to.
If I stay here, I'm dead right. Fed like a monkey. Conveniently junky rhymes every time.
Right? Like it's
Snug in my corona. I feel like I'm Mona, exposing the boss. I'm lost, like the youth with my references. My defenses are defenseless. Got some relentless gifts. Come with consequences. This might be
it's so crazy, man. It's crazy. And then you say, all right, Grok, what about have her look up the Bottom of Darkness article? And again, she'll try to say, oh, it's a small portion of the community. Oh, it's just the ultra-Orthodox and the Hasidics. And you're like, no. What does it say? It says it happens north to south, east to west, including the secular community. And she'll be like, yeah, okay. And then you say, all right, so if you have a community that, and you ask her, is there a huge outcry did this article stir a huge outcry demanding that this be dealt with and all that other stuff? Nope, not a fucking word. And as a matter of fact, if somebody does say something about this, hey, we need to protect these children, what happens to them? Well, they're often attacked and yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Like, she lays it all out. And you go, okay, so by all of this logic, by all of these different things, if you have a cult that practices these horrible pedophilic practices, and though everyone may not take part, they all violently defend the rights to do it, Doesn't that essentially make it a pedophile cult? And even Grok will say yes. It's logic. It's common sense.
My mother and all of the daughters out there. I'm sorry.
So all of you out there that you know, for some reason you think something to the contrary, ask yourself what the fuck that's about.
About rape.
Because you've been tricked into supporting some really horrible shit.
But with this one,
And that should bother you.
well done.
I shouldn't be the only one bothered by the fact that your shit is nothing but lies.
And since you didn't run, you now question your motives. Like if you
Where
happen to come your
where's the outcry from the church?
bogus, it begins to take over.
Has anybody ever seen
Shoulder dips as you get older.
the Catholic Church
The more of those
come out,
find exposure, the quicker your forgiveness
pretty harshly and powerfully
You're much more
exposing metzitzia,
need for morning after.
exposing the ritualistic sexual abuse that's done all over in Israel?
All that matters
You ever heard that before?
must let it go.
Guys, the one who makes it better. You guys are lame. Yeah, I don't know why. Look. Here we go. I'm just a regular again. So if you're not some dumb bot and you're not associated with Israel, what's your motivation? Why are you here? Why do you continuously come here day after day begging for my attention if what I say doesn't matter? I'm terrible at it, and you're not one of those guys. What is the motivation? I'm so fascinated. I'd love to know.
But I think it's amazing how your body can protect you.
Let's see if you even try to answer.
Raising waves the truth that never gets through. See, you might just be split in two, if not for lubrication. So your body takes its hidden
You know, anybody asks me what my motivations are, I'm not going to get all weird and shut down. How dare you ask me? I'm happy you asked me. I want you to know what my motivations are. That's why I don't hide in metaphor and shit.
strings, the guitar produces sound.
Bored, you're making it fun. You're bored, so out of boredom, you're trolling the guy who thinks we should kill pedos and overthrow the friars. Gee, I wonder who you are. And I've already called you a pedo numerous times. That's your idea of a good time, huh? Your idea, you're such a good person that what you do when you're bored is not constructive. It's not trying to learn anything, build anything, do anything, fix things, talk about things. It's to come try to troll the guys, troll anybody really. You try to find people so you can make fun of them. Boy, I bet you're tough. If you were actually tough, you'd be somebody out there doing it in real life. But that's if that's how you identify yourself, you know, okay, cool. Like, I'm okay with it.
Now see, I'm trying to be clever.
Interestingly, though, I've literally called you a pedophile and you haven't even denied it.
Without static.
That says a lot.
It's always tragic.
Usually the people that aren't pedophiles immediately get upset if you call them one.
Past the sheep are failing. The walls the victims have been stuck scaling can seem mountainous in scope.
You know, when people can't give you a better, you know, and the thing is, look, if out of all the things that you could do in the world, you bored and then trying to get my attention is the one thing you want to do, I don't understand why you would think that would be like hurt my feelings or like upset me or something. I think that's pretty amazing. You have endless options that you could be doing, and instead you're here begging for attention. That's fucking huge. Yeah, the trolls prove my point. Exactly. They clearly pay attention to what's being said. They clearly hang on every fucking word. And yet, you know, this is what they do. Oh, your haircut isn't right. Oh, your beard. Oh, I'm bored, so I'm going to make fun of you. Like, that's real? Okay. I don't even do that shit, man. As soon as I'm off of here, like, I watch videos and shit. But even when I comment on videos, like, if I watch a video, you always know that I've watched that video because I comment on numerous things throughout the video. I don't say a bunch of dumb shit. I talk about what they said or what they're doing or, you know, I'm interested. A lot of times I'll ask questions.
How come you guys never
But
make
that's not how this works.
Here you go. Now share it. I'm having a hard time starting this one.
It is just stupid, but it's what it is. Listen, again, I'm repeating myself, but you don't honestly think these guys have some really good argument that they're just sitting on and waiting till I say the right thing and then they're going to spring their trap and they're going to like shut it down. Oh man, they're going to crush everything I'm saying. They're going to make me look like the biggest dumbass in the world. They're just waiting for the right time, and until then they're saying all this stupid shit. No, this is their very best. This is the best they can come up with. You haven't done a damn thing all video. Again, you're right. We should kill pedophiles. Nah, that's nothing. We should overthrow the friars that control the world. Nah, that's nothing. Christianity is the ultimate fucking control scheme, and it's, you know, it's a friar creation. Nah, that's nothing. Identifying you pedophile trolls. Nah, that's nothing. I haven't done a thing. A damn thing. All video. Nope, none. None. No opposition, not even when called pedophiles. Exactly. Who does that? Who gets called a pedophile and they're like, oh yeah, I want to talk about your haircut. You've repeated yourself 25 times and you haven't said anything new. Yep, and you still, even with me repeating myself, first it wasn't that I had said anything, now I haven't said anything new. And yet you still can't come up with a single reasonable argument. Ditch rant and all you keep saying, talk about a new topic. Why would you want me, like, you don't like me. So why would you want me to talk about something else? Did you want to hear my opinion on something else? Because when I talk about the things that matter, you cry and change the subject and, you know, want to talk about you and all that stuff. It's not like you debunk anything I'm saying. But now you want me to talk about something else. Oh, okay, that makes sense, doesn't it? It's amazing. It's amazing. And the thing is, like, you have to remember, these guys think they're smart, right? Like, he's sitting there racking his brain trying to come up with something. And then it pops in his dinky little head and he goes, oh, this is a good thing. Ding, ding, ding. He types it out and hopefully he double checks the spelling. And then he hits enter like, this is going to get him. Boom. Like, it's just amazing how stupid these are. You are kind of doing what you say AJ does. AJ. I don't ever shy away from the fact that I'm talking about the same shit over and over again. Unlike AJ, though, Alex Jones, I provide you with the actual, you know, the official narrative that we're supposed to look at. But I don't have any need to talk about anything new. I don't have any need to talk about the next distraction that Algo's gonna fall for, whether it's the convoy or it's the whatever fucking Trump. Fucking A, Trump. Like, I don't have that. I know what my goal is. And until my goal is met, I'm going to keep talking about the same thing. If you want to hear other people, or if you want to hear people talk about other shit, there's plenty of people out there talking about distractions. If you want to talk about one of the distractions, you are more than welcome to bring it up. And I bring up, you know, lighthouses. We were talking about lighthouses yesterday. You know, you can't say that it's all the same because I hadn't talked about lighthouses at any point prior to the last couple days. But those are just distractions. And usually when I am talking about something like that, I end up feeling like I'm pushing distraction. What you call distractions are the plans that Jay's made of your... No, see, this is where you're like... I would assume you'd be smarter than this, but you always amaze me in that you don't understand what that means. Right? The best distractions are true. They're things that actually need to be dealt with. Chemtrails, vaccines, Hollywood, all of it. It's all stuff that absolutely needs to be dealt with. But those are all things that are like individual things. So you're going to spend all your time arguing with somebody about whether there's chemtrails. Once you finally get them to admit that there's chemtrails, the first question that they ask is the first question that people ask, whether it's vaccines, whether it's chemtrails, whatever. Oh, yeah, well, then who's doing it? And now you have to go back and start all the way over again and talk about who is doing it. And all you're doing in that situation is trying to cut off a tentacle. And tentacles grow back twice sometimes. 3 times. Who knows? But you're focused on a tentacle. When, if you can actually get somebody to acknowledge that the tentacle is there, then you just have to have the same fight I'm having. Well, who's doing it? They're doing it. Who? Them, And then we got to go, oh, well, you're not allowed to say that. Oh, you can't say those things. Oh, and you got to go through all of that bullshit again. So why am I going to keep talking about tentacles? Why am I going to keep trying to cut off individual tentacles when that could take for fucking ever, instead of just trying to cut the head off the monster? If you cut the head off the monster, all the tentacles die. All the distractions die. Because all the distractions lead to the same place. It doesn't matter which thing you're talking about. If you get to the, okay, it's happening, who's behind it, it's always going to lead you to the same group. The same people. So why not start talking about them instead of talking about what they want us to talk about? Because at the end of the day, everything that you're talking about, you're not there experiencing it. You don't know what the fuck's going on. You're being told what to think by their news organization, by their reporters, by the system that's telling you what you should and shouldn't think. I want to fix the problem. You want to put a Band-Aid on it. You're complaining because there's blood on your shirt. And I'm like, well, do you see that wound? And you're like, no, stop talking about the wound. I want to talk about the blood on my shirt. I'm going, dude, what are you, crazy? You want to get the blood off your shirt, you're going to keep getting blood on your shirt unless you deal with the wound. I don't want to talk about the wound. I want to debate this guy. Then do it. What's wrong with you? What's stopping you? You have all of the advantage right now. You have all of the advantage. Nobody can see your face. Nobody can see you react. If something I say stumps you, you can just say that it was taking you too long to type. You can look shit up. You can do whatever. The spotlight isn't on you. You can say anything you want to say. You can choose to respond to what I'm saying or not. I'm the one that has all the pressure when it comes to a debate in on this platform. Who built the lighthouses years ago? Exactly. We're taking Greenland this week. Yep, it's insane. It's fucking crazy. That man is fucking nuts. Oh, look at this shit. Look at this. Look at how they say they want it, but they don't say anything. Yeah, but the tentacles are what's pushing society in the direction it's going. Exactly. And if you cut off one tentacle, do you think you're going to stop the next one? If you go through all the effort it takes to stop one tentacle and you happen to be successful, which nobody really is, you have to then do just as much work on the next one and the next one and the next one. Yeah. There's only one thing, like nobody ever tells you, you can't talk about chemtrails. No. You can't, the vaccines is kind of one, but still, there's lots of conversations that are had about it one way or another. There's literally only one thing that we're not allowed to talk about. You could bash Muslims and Christians all day. Same sentence, same feed, bash them both all day long. Nobody's going to give a shit. There's only one group that everybody agrees, and the other groups will chastise you if you talk about that group. It's not even their group. But if you say it, then these other groups have been programmed to defend the main group. You know, when there are as many chemtrail videos as you can find online, when there are all of the Illuminati videos you can find online, when there's, you know, InfoWars and all these things that are online that are telling you to focus on this and Nibiru, oh Nibiru, and you know, all of the shit. Even the Tartaria stuff. Tartaria is this fantastic distraction because it's true. Because everything you look into validates what you're doing and it keeps you distracted. Because you just keep getting those endorphins from the success that you have looking into Tartaria stuff. And you're like, I knew I was right. Endorphins. What about this one? Da-da-da-da. Oh, I knew I was right. Endorphins. Talking about what the friars do, especially to their own children, that's a horrible, horrible discussion. That's not something anybody wants to talk about or feels good talking about. Even if you expose it, you still feel dirty afterward. It feels much better. It's you have much more success talking about Tartaria. That's what makes it a great distraction. And when it comes to Tartaria, everything that comes out is just shit they let us have. Until we actually overthrow who controls the historical narrative, we can't know what the true historical narrative is. It's just lies. It's all just lies. And the same people that are controlling the narrative, I love you too, control the vaccine schedule and the monetary. They control the government and they control all of it. The history books, all the school books that you, if you're my age, you grew up more than likely, especially if you were in the UK, being educated by books that were made by or produced by Ghislaine Maxwell's dad. Sasha Riley is pretty crazy to listen to. Your name's Sasha, you're a friar, and I don't know. So yeah, the J's are on top of the pyramid. Exactly. We gotta take the top off. Let's see. Yeah. Go get them all at once. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you know, when it's all over the news, when it's the thing they want us to talk about, I just can't help but be skeptical anymore. That's just what it is. When you know, Renee Good is shot in the face like that, immediately I saw the name Good and thought, her last name is Good. And then I saw his last name as Ross. And I was like, wow, that's a very, very possibly chosen name. And of course, you look in his history and he's not chosen. He's a Christian Trump supporter who just happened to spend 10 years in Afghanistan. Yeah, Afghanistan. That's where he was. And you just see this narrative where her name is Renee Good. Renee literally means born again. Born again Good was killed by an ICE agent who had no business being at work. 6 months earlier, he had been dragged by a car and blah, blah, all this shit. Like, the story is just insane. You just, and look what it's done. Look at how it's, you'd say, look, it's caused unity. It has in some regards, but there sure are a lot of angry white guys who, for some reason, seem to support what's going on. And, there's still so many racist fucking white people out there that by claiming that ICE is focusing on Mexicans, you have these white people that are ignoring literally just countless videos of white people being assaulted by these thugs because they want to believe that it's to get rid of those dirty Mexicans out of our country. Did you pay attention to where it happened? Yeah, I think you said the streets were like 33 and 32nd or some shit. It divided people. It always does. It's it's just strange. It's just strange. And, everybody's super concerned about Minnesota and sort of like, wait, Venezuela what? All the 4 outfits he had on, wait, what? All those photos he was taking, thumbs up and having a good time, wait, what? You know what I mean? Like everybody, 33 stitches, exactly. But like, the fact that they took the body from the car and then ran it down the road, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you do CPR immediately right then and there on this? Like, it's just stupid. It's all just stupid. And it's, what are we even seeing? The thing that's so fucked up is people just don't realize, like, they think because they see it on TV and they're told that it's live or whatever, that it can't be a manipulation. And they've been used, like, think about how many videos throughout the years you've seen of supposedly Muslims in their balaclavas with their camouflage or whatever it is on, and they're like shooting at something off in the distance, and they roll, and then they hop over the fence, and then another one, and it's like, this is, I guess, I don't know, ISIS training footage or something like that. And it's like, why are we even seeing that? How did we get that footage? Oh, when people started questioning the flying go-kart narrative that Israel was spinning, that they flew in on paragliders and shit. People were talking about how ridiculous that is. Well, don't worry. ISIS or Hamas is going to release a training video of theirs showing them training on those same paragliders. So if you were questioning Israel's narrative, don't worry. Hamas is going to back Israel up on this one. Why wouldn't Hamas want people questioning Israel's narrative? It's so fucking crazy. And it's so... The thing that I think bothers me so much is like... is how it's like an insult. I try to think about things from a bigger picture standpoint. And not not how it directly affects me and all that shit, but how it affects the world. But at the end of the day, the narratives that we're given are just these insultingly stupid narratives of, the paragliders and that there literally are this one group of people that are chosen by God so that absolves them of all responsibilities and accountability, and they're just allowed to rule and commit atrocities and all that other shit because they're chosen by God. You're not. You're not. Your mother, it doesn't matter. If your mother's them, then you're them, but you don't have that as your mother, do you?
Shown. Naive till you grow to blow your own pipe. But once you learn to stand right, you can't fight me.
If you're watching, like, share, sub, help. they censor the shit out of us, so I need your help. I mean, if you agree that we need to kill pedos and overthrow the friars that are controlling our narrative, then share it. If you don't agree, then by all means, please talk to me. Let me know what I'm missing. Help me understand your perspective. If you know somebody else that's doing it better, then by all means, let me know who they are, and I can, check them out and give them some props. But every single one of the truthers that I've come across, Stu Peters, Ian Carroll, Nick Fuentes, Candace Owens, even like there's this one dude, I can't even think of the names. I can think of a bunch of different faces, but they're all truthers and they're all allowed to have, pretty decent followings. They complain when they're like, oh, I'm being censored. My video was only allowed 100,000 views. Every single one of those guys is a Christian Catholic. Not one of them has the same level of scrutiny, the same tenacity, the same, drive to look into this one. They look at everything else. They see all the other conspiracies. But somehow they're pushing the Jesus narrative. Like, what the fuck is that? How can you do that? Did you ever see the cover of Juice magazine that depicted October 7th, the December before? No, but I would assume you could probably find lots of those, actually. Like, they do that all the time. I'd rather somebody show me footage from October 7th that shows something definitive. Because every single piece of footage that I've seen, and I've looked, I've done some pretty deep dives, every single piece of footage, if you look, it looks staged and it doesn't show anything. One of my favorite videos, one of them, because I have a few. I think there's two couples, and they're standing on like the corner at an intersection in a neighborhood somewhere. And suddenly, off to the side, a bomb blows up. And the women just start screaming, "Oh!" And again, there's somebody there filming for some reason. But these women are just crying and they're being consoled, and it's just this like goofy, almost Broadway-esque scene. But if you look, strangely enough, there's nobody in the background. Nobody heard the explosions and came outside and looked. Nobody else happened to be walking around. Nothing. And these women are terrible actors. Oh my gosh! I cannot believe this is happening. Ah, I am so like it's just. Oh, it's such a joke. Cameraman is always okay, for sure. For sure. The best video though is the one where they're like, it's like the morning news or whatever it is, and they're like, we are going to go to our correspondent who's out in the field right now in Israel at the location of where Hamas first breached the gate. And they cut to the scene to her, and she's running. Hi guys. Just before we went live, missiles streaked across the sky, and it's a scene of chaos right now. We got to get to some cover, so they're running. Now the cameraman, who I assume is running backwards, never takes the frame off of the woman's face. He is so good that he is running for his life apparently. And the shot never gets off her face. So apparently, like, there's like a drainage ditch on the side of the road. So they go and they like fall down into the drainage ditch, like on the side on the incline, you know. And even then, the camera never leaves her face. And there's like sort of chaos going on in the background, noises and shit. And then it gets quiet, and she's like, it's a crazy scene, it's a crazy scene. Hang on. And she looks, and then she's like, all right, somebody gave us the all clear. Which again is like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Somebody gave you the all clear? So then they get up, and as they're walking, you now see that there are people just everywhere. Like nobody else is crawling out of hiding places or anything, but there are people everywhere. And she's walking, and and she looks off in the distance, and she sees black smoke coming up, and she's like, oh look, that must be where they shot at us from, and then Israel responded and blew the targets up. And then she like looks off to the side, and she goes, oh wait, no, that's where the missiles were launched from. Because if you have a rocket launcher and you launch rockets to attack somebody, you want the rockets to then leave this huge plume of smoke where anybody can identify exactly where those rockets came from, right? That seems like pretty standard basic strategy there. Like, it's such a stupid narrative. Black smoke like that is destruction smoke. That's not launched some fireworks or launched some missile smoke. If there's smoke from that, it's like some white gray smoke, but it dissipates really quick because you wouldn't launch something from somewhere that gives you away. That doesn't make any sense. But they keep walking, and they're like, oh look, there's the truck that Hamas happened to use to try to breach the gate a week ago. It's still here, but a tow truck just happens to be taking it away right now. Let's go take a look. And they show this truck, and it's got all these bullet holes in it and shit. But the whole sequence of them running, and then her pointing out the explosion, and then that part is so classic. It's so stupid. But this is what they do. You saw that video? Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Which one? The one where they were screaming, or the reporter one? I mean, literally, I've spent hours looking. Looked on YouTube, October 7th, Hamas attack videos. Hamas attacks Israel. Like, all kinds of things I could think of. I actually found one that was like a compilation update, new footage of Hamas attacking Israel. And it was from like a few months earlier. And this was like a year ago. And so I watched it, and literally, like, it's like it's so there's one point where they say, so one of the things they say is there are these shipping containers that are stationed all around Israel that whenever the sirens go off, if people are out and about, they can run into these storage containers that are like supposedly extra armored storage containers or something. But the Israelis pack themselves into these storage containers and then close the doors up, apparently. And so there's this one video where the cameraman is standing up, up to the side. So he's looking down at a guy standing there with a gun on the side of the canister, and then right in the middle, in the center of the frame, the opening of the canister is there, but you're only seeing the side. So you're seeing the opening, and then you're seeing what is said to be a Hamas agent, standing there with his gun. Instead of shooting, like you would think, oh man, there are fish in this barrel, let me shoot them. Instead of doing that, he apparently pulls the pin on a grenade and throws it in there, and then they run. And then the footage ends. You don't get to see, you just have to assume that exploded and there were a bunch of Israelis in there. But one of the dead giveaways from that is how it's been reported after the fact. And if you look at any of the casualty numbers, they repeatedly report that around 1,100, around 1,200. It's supposedly 1,129 now or 1,139, something like that. But they always say around or 1,139 people were killed in Israel on October 7th. And this is super important because to most people they might miss it. But for somebody that's been literally putting Israel into the Google machine and then clicking news and reading the articles for years, I can tell you that anytime anything that happens with them or to them, they never refer to themselves as people in Israel. They may occasionally say the people of Israel, but more than likely it will be, Israelis, proud Israelis, Jewish Israel. They'll say something along. They never refer to themselves as people in Israel. And that's a very ambiguous thing to say. Because people in Israel, they initially reported that around 1,500 Hamas were almost immediately killed in Israel. They don't really elaborate on how, but it sounds like if you were identified as an Arab or a Hamas, settlers just probably shot you. And because they're allowed to do that, we don't hear about it. But they initially reported that 1,500 Hamas, very specific, Hamas were killed in Israel that morning. So later on, when they're saying 1,129 people in Israel were killed, well, they're not necessarily lying. They're lying when they give you the list of names as the only proof that they literally have. There's not even funerals or anything. But they're telling you the truth in a weird way, and that's how I think they get away with it.
The warning is there. Fair.
It's
Ensuring the lob ends in a Hail Mary. The tales what appears to be cracks in your story as you use, and I just sprinkle it with some conspiracy. When the opposites at your silence seem prepared to be.
yeah, it's math. Yeah. Why would I ever read what you dumbasses have to say when you don't know what you're talking about? Oh yeah, the reporter was hilarious. Right. But you're not on my level. You just don't even know what you're talking about. You can't have this conversation. You're not prepared. You don't know anything about it. So why would I engage with you? Yeah. I'm sorry that we're not talking about what your favorite colored crayon is or something stupid like that. If you have something to contribute, I'll see it. More than likely, you don't, though. And that's what you keep proving. You know, you see the videos from October 7th where it's supposedly people fleeing from the music festival. And you see people getting out of their car so they can then run across a big open field to get away from gunfire. What sense does that make? What sense does that make? Why would you ever get out of something that can go 90 miles an hour and is metal, a metal shield surrounding you, to go run out through an open field? You'll see videos where people are like, they're hiding behind some trees or some shit. You don't see anything that proves what they say. There's this one video that supposedly Hamas agents are walking through down a street shooting at stuff. And this is supposedly a dashboard camera that was recovered after the fact. And the camera moves. How does the dash cam move? Or the video where it's a white car is coming down the road and apparently Hamas start shooting at the vehicle and they drive. It just so happens that the Hamas guy has on a body cam, and we get to see his perspective too, because for some reason that perspective was turned over to the news to be able to be used in these videos to show us that look, it's really happening. This is a video from the Hamas body cam, because not only is Hamas, do they have all these new Toyotas and all this body armor and new weaponry and all that, they actually walk around with body cameras on too, and then they upload that footage to social media, facebook.com/Hamas22666. How many followers do they have? It's private. Look at this shit. Look at these crybaby weird ass comments. It's just so strange. Why would anyone be on here mad because I'm talking about Israel if they weren't Israeli or Jewish? Who else is going to care? You would think Americans would actually care, in that if this shit isn't real and they're stealing all of our money that could be going to fixing our infrastructure, drug programs, shelter programs, pedophile hunter groups, whatever it may be, if they're lying to get that money, shouldn't you care? Why wouldn't you care about this? Are you going to start caring and crying and putting yellow ribbons on your trees when they claim that Americans were killed by random Hamas rockets or some shit? Then you'll care, right? These are just dumb white people, man. Dumb fucking white guys. Dumb Christian male white guys. Or, more than likely, Israeli bots. Do you really think that there are real people out there that have nothing else going on in their life, so they come here and cry for my attention? And in doing so, instead of just being like, yeah, you're right, we should kill those pedos or something like that, somehow they want to change the subject and shit? What kind of weird shit is that? Ask yourself why a few years ago we hadn't heard about ISIS for 10 fucking years. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, ISIS shows up to attack a theater in Russia where 120 people were killed or something. While that same day, Israel had bombed the shit out of 2 hospitals. But that wasn't that wasn't the big worldwide news. The real worldwide news was that ISIS suddenly showed up and attacked Russia, and then they disappeared again. ISIS, Al Qaeda, never, not once, do they attack Israel. You know, even before I was all the way where I am now, even back when I was a young believer in patriotism and shit like that, I still always wondered why ISIS never attacked Israel. If they hate our freedom so much, and Israel is our number one ally, why don't they ever attack that? But it is what it is. We should support them. Oh, yeah, sure we should. Who the fuck says that? What kind of dumb piece of shit says something like that? Other than them. Other than the inbred fucking chosen that are obsessed with me and trying to get as many points as possible. It's crazy, man. It just happens to be the same people that do this are the same people that control Hollywood and are constantly caught raping children there. It's the same people that in the government and are constantly caught raping children in government. Do you ever think maybe it's all just one system? It's not just a bunch of systems? I literally had this dude. So I used to have a friend. His name was John Harrison. And John Harrison is rich, like really rich. And I kind of question his legitimacy at this point. But that's beside the point. He was somebody that, like, he was raised a Mormon. He said he was a Mormon for business purposes, but he didn't truly believe it. But he was like, again, he's super rich. And every like few months, he and I would spend a couple hours, an hour talking on the phone, whatever. And I'd been telling him all this shit for years. And then as shit starts happening, he's like, holy shit, you know, I'm seeing it. And then one day, he's like, he seems like he's a little drunk. And he's like, hey, I wanna set up a 3-way call with a buddy of mine. He's really smart. You're gonna like him, but I want you guys to talk. I think you guys would have a really good debate. And like, he's a shit starter, right? He wants to set up something and then he wants to watch. That's his contract. That's what he wants, like, for his own entertainment and shit, right? Like, I want to watch. Oh shit! I want to watch some monkey dance around. And so I'm like, all right, dude, I guess, you know, I don't really want to do this, but whatever, if that's what you want to do, like, all right, we could do that. So he calls his buddy and he's like, hey, yeah, this guy, blah, blah, blah. I think you guys really like each other and you guys should have a debate. I want to hear you guys have a debate. And we're both like, yeah, dude, like you got to sort of bring more than that. You can't just say, all right, start debating. And he was like, oh, okay, well, what about all the Israel stuff? And I was like, oh, you mean like how they control the world and, you know, da 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 da. And the guy's like, wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? And he gets all upset. And he's like, his argument, the only argument he gives is that the system is too big and that there are too many facets for one group to control it all. And I was like, are you serious? Like, that's the best argument you can come up with, is that you can't fathom how, like, one group can like, do you understand that there's a single boss of McDonald's, right? Like, there's somebody at the top of any pyramid. To say that it's too big for them, that's your only argument? And of course he got upset. And I can't remember what all happened. Like, it only went another couple, because he said that, and then he said something like, you know, oh, he said something about, oh, so next thing you're gonna say, like, or he said something about, you know, it can't be something about can't be racist and people are racist and blah blah. And I said, wait, we're not talking about a race here. They're not a race of people. It's a choice. Oh, are you saying that there's not characteristic features and blah blah? I said, well, those are the features that I'm not allowed to identify them as. And yes, there is a look to certain groups, but anybody can convert to that belief structure. If you can convert to it, then it's not a, you know, it's not a race. You know, it's a belief structure. And that was sort of like, that was the nail in the coffin. Like, he got upset, and I can't remember what it was, but I said something like, I don't know, something about like pushing stupid ideas or something like very, you know, innocent, and that, you know, not directed at it, but, yo, you saying that's stupid? You can't call me that stupid. I mean, my buddies are, oh yeah, you can't say he's stupid, blah blah. And then they got upset, and I was like, see, oh, that's what it was. I was talking, and he was like, you need to stop talking, and I'm gonna say, like, he was. And I said, what do you mean? You think just because, what, you're the white guy, that you can just tell me to stop talking because I'm the brown guy? Like, what? How does that work? Oh, no, that's not it. And that's when John was like, no, bro, you can't say that, bro. And then, like, hung up. And I just thought it was hilarious. And so I went live to talk about what had just happened. And I said, you know, this was my buddy John that happened. And he sends me this message like, dude, you shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said that on the live. You know, I said, John, your name is John. Like, do you think if I say this guy named John said this, people are going to know which John I'm talking about? Like, what the fuck are you even talking about? But that's what happens when somebody wants you to be the bad guy. They're going to find the reason. And they're going to ignore all of the hypocrisy, all of the contradictions, all of the things that go against whatever they're saying or doing, because they need you to be wrong. Oh, this Leo dumbass is here. Good God. This guy's a trip. This guy's a trip. Do I believe in purgatory now? No. It's fucking stupid. Do I believe that there are stupid people out there that are told this or that believe it? Yes. And was I validated by when I looked it up and it said that this thing happened in 2007, and for some reason it's, you know, it's a big problem, I guess, for the church because so many people actually think the same way? Yeah, that happened. Does that matter? Again, it's interesting how, of all the things that get said, especially the stuff about killing pedos and overthrowing the friars, these clowns never have anything to say about that shit. Right? You see these dumbass comments where they're glory to the this guy is praising pedophilia. Like, what kind of sick piece of shit praises pedophilia like that? Not capable of actually having any sort of intelligent conversation about it, but praising pedophilia. And this is where, you know, look at these comments. They just can't engage. You know? I was wrong that purgatory hadn't been removed. I thought it did, and there was apparently a lot of other people do, and, you know, there was a reason why, because there was something that happened where they didn't necessarily get rid of purgatory, they just got rid of limbo, but not really, but they did, but like, stupid. But I can acknowledge that. You guys don't acknowledge anything. I don't worry about, like the only way you get where I am is by being wrong. And you guys aren't capable of being wrong because you're too stupid. You believe in fairy tales on purpose. Nobody makes you believe what you believe. You choose to. Right? That's probably your tiny penis, Leo. I know you don't think it's a big deal, but it's a big deal. I mean, it's crazy how, look at this shit. Look at all of these crazy fucking people on here. Or, I mean, to me, like, again, what makes more sense? That these are real people that are really this big of losers, or that these are just bots? To me, the bots thing makes a lot more sense. But if you want to be fucking, if you really want to be acknowledged as a person, then you should. Good for you. You can't upset me. Don't you understand that? I know you want to be able to, and you can tell by the comments that you're desperately trying, but you don't matter enough. Right? There are much bigger, worse problems out there that you are definitely a part of, and that part upsets me. But as far as you and your comments and the thing, if I didn't want you here, you wouldn't be here. Don't you get it? Like, I'm God for you in this situation. I decide whether you're allowed to speak or not. And I allow you to be here because you're a fantastic example of everything I'm ever talking about. I don't ever have to worry about you guys, saying something that's going to, crush me or anything like that. And I don't have to avoid things. I'm okay with it. If I'm wrong about something, I'm wrong about something. To me, the idea that, I had given the church more credit than it deserves. I thought they had eliminated purgatory because if you think about it, and you're not just some, douchebag, the church forever and to this day tells women, tells families, tells people that if their child dies before it's baptized, it will go to purgatory. And there's almost nothing you can do in real life to go to purgatory other than commit suicide. Committing suicide is how you go to purgatory because, you don't get to go to heaven or hell. It's purgatory for you. Ha ha ha. And so you think, like, you have to wonder how many women throughout history, extremely religious, foolish women, had a child that died, in childbirth or just before they could get it baptized. So they believe that child is now in purgatory. And the comfort that people get when they experience something horrendous like a child dying is that they'll see that child in the afterlife, right? That's literally the only sort of solace they get out of it. But if you take that away because, you're this righteous person, at least so you believe, you think you're going to heaven or you think you're going to hell, either way, you're not going to purgatory. You're not going to get to see that child again. So what option does that leave you? That only leaves you suicide. If you want to see your baby again, that only leaves you one option. And that's really a fucked up thing to tell people. To tell, mothers who are extremely depressed over the loss of their child. Especially if they also happen to have some postpartum shit going on too. I wonder how many women throughout history killed themselves so they could go to purgatory with their child. That's some fucked up shit for the church to do. The church could easily fix that. But if they said that babies that weren't baptized still went to heaven, they wouldn't get all that good baptism money, would they? Because people would be less likely to do it. You know, it's like all you dumbass Christians believing that you can repent and go to heaven. You can do whatever you want in life. As long as you repent, then you get to go to heaven forever. But it doesn't say that anywhere. It says if you repent, then you can live forever. But that doesn't mean that you're going to be in heaven. But if all you had to do to override your sinful nature was repent, then why forever did the church sell what was called indulgences to rich people? Indulgences. If you knew that you were going to do something bad, sinful, or you had committed a sin, you could buy yourself an indulgence, which would absolve you of that sin. Don't forget to like, share, and sub if you're watching. Help out. Take 2 seconds. Click share. Click Facebook. Title it, "This Guy's Crazy. Come Tell Him He Is." And that's that. Don't forget to get your free download. www.the-bilderberg-group.com. It's free. Let's see. Boy. Listen, if I'm wrong, again, you might be on the fence. You might think one thing or another, right? If I'm wrong, why is there so much energy and effort that's put into getting you guys to stop watching me? Have you ever seen someone be so popular for you know? And of course, everything I'm saying, you know, none of the actual substance of the arguments are getting addressed. It's all just weird, pay attention to me shit. Have you ever noticed? Have you ever seen anything like this before? These are all fucking morons, man. They literally can't actually have, you know, if they had better things to say, they would say them. If they had something intelligent, some sort of reasonable argument, something of substance, they would say it. They wouldn't be hiding like this. Why would they hide like this? Why would they hide behind stupidity? Right? Like, it's amazing. How does that work? These are the guys that aren't like, yeah, we should kill pedos. These guys apparently are mad about something, but they won't say exactly what it is. Like, it's very interesting. You should stop listening. Absolutely stop listening. If you don't like what's being presented, you should stop listening. You would think that'd be common sense. But instead, they come here every day, day after day, begging for the attention. It's the strangest shit, man. You have to ask yourself who the fuck that could possibly be. They have nothing else going on in their lives. Like, even the people that say they like me, they're not this obsessed with me. But these guys are. Strange. And it would be one thing if they could actually, like, engage You know, they sort of hint at the fact that they're Christian, but because they're more than likely Israeli bots, they only know a certain level of it. And it comes out in everything they do. It's the strangest shit. But it validates because, you know, I always say it, like, you're never going to see Donald Trump go live and be like, yeah, that guy Williams is a pain in the ass. He's always telling the truth and we don't like it. You're not going to have a bunch of friars that are going to come in here and be like, well, he's right about this, that, and the other. But as a matter of fact, in all the time that I've been doing this, those that do identify as friar, they never say anything but you know, validation of what I'm saying. They never defend or intelligently present their shit even a little bit. They just say weird shit that, like, you know, only fucking pedos and only weirdos would say. You know, who in their right mind thinks that circumcision, one, should happen, but two, should involve anything oral? Who the fuck thinks that way? Only fucking pedos can think like that. Oh, Lord, dumb Christian. We know you're a dumb Christian. You prove it with everything you say. You don't even know your own shit. You guys don't even know what your God, you know, what your God did first. Well, after your God turns on the light, you guys don't even know what your own shit says. You've had days to go look and you still haven't gone to look. You're just dumb. You changed your name, right? Isn't that cute? Like, have you ever seen anything like that before, Mary? Ever? It's just shocking. It's shocking that I can matter this much if all I'm doing is you know, I mean, it's hard to say I'm just talking bullshit because most of the time I'm literally reading you the official whatever. And the fact that there is no opposition to what I say should prove it to you. But you watch other truthers. You've seen Ian Carroll's feeds and all those other guys' feeds. You've never seen anything like this before. People making fake profiles of the person? That's fucking insane.
There's nothing to deny since I know there's no foreclosure. The banks are like the snow and I am pimping frosty. I'm fire. Who cares what lives it cost me? Now let's just say it all seems like it's set up for fun. I ensure all of the small things the law says are required. But like
we are here from Israel. No shit. You're the only people that are this inbred stupid. Like, we know that. It's the only thing that makes sense. And especially when you know, associate the pedophilia aspect, it all fits together. Your whole cult is based on pedophilia. Look at how, again, they're acknowledging stuff that they think but they don't actually acknowledge anything said. Who is going to hear these things about, like, you say this to your average American and they're like, hell yeah, you know, fuck that, we shouldn't be giving money to Israel. Why the fuck would we do that? Like, even dumbasses nowadays think that way. It's the same thing as, like, who still supports Trump? I get it, you're a racist, you're a sexist, you're a homophobe, but as soon as it crossed into that pedophile line, most people cut it off. As racist, sexist, and homophobic as you are, you're not a pedophile. And yet there's all these fucking clowns that still support Trump. But it leads back into, like, you can tie it all together. You just have to pick the pieces up. Because again, if it's the biggest sort of secret, the biggest open secret, it's not going to be all one nice little neat package. You're going to have to put things together. And one of the biggest clues to it is your average pedophile hunter. The fact that so many people can be pedophile hunters, and literally anytime they want to catch people, they can catch people. They might have other shit going on, so they can't necessarily do it all day, every day. But like Dap says, you know, they randomly point to a spot on the map, they go there, and within, you know, an hour, they're already meeting the first guy, and they can catch like 8 people in a weekend if that's what they want to do. The one thing that they don't do is show you just how many people actually hit up that profile. And it's hundreds, thousands sometimes. You know? There are people that see the obviously young picture, and if you say you're 14 or whatever, they'll be like, oh, sorry, forget it. If you were to say 16, they'd be down. And that's fucking gross. But those profiles, each one of those profiles is hit up hundreds of times. And a lot of them are just trying to get pictures, or they're trying, you know, something like that. They're fishing.
So I'm told that I suck. Call me Matt Stafford.
And these are your neighbors. These are your friends. These are your family members. Look, that guy's flying. Trev is flying the pedo flag. He's hoping he gets blocked, but that's not going to happen anymore. We'll let everybody see you. He's obsessed. You're right. I am 100% obsessed with killing pedophiles. 100%. I'm not some piece of shit that goes, oh, well, it's not happening to me, so I don't care. Right? I'm not a piece of shit like you. It's crazy, isn't it, Mary? Just a bunch of supremacists. You're not racist, you're supremacist. Right? You're not a race, so you can't be racist. But you're very supremacist. Yep, you are evil. Yes. Thinking we should kill pedos makes me evil. Other than a piece of shit pedo, who is going to say that? In response to we should kill pedos, who is going to respond with you are evil, other than a fucking piece of shit pedo?
I don't usually say this, but show me a wetter example of weather that's only explained by racism tethered to money and fame.
Oh no, you're a pedophile. You've already identified it. We got you. Look at these fucking pedos, man. They just can't help it. But like I say, these are the people that are hitting up the profile. You know, the idea that child exploitation imagery is one of the largest dark web industries in the world. That's not because there's a handful of people doing it. That's because it's huge. It's your neighbors. It's your family members. It's the people that aren't talking about it. It's the people that overlook it and say, oh, well, you know, I still support Trump. It's the people that come onto this feed and are like, hey, you're not good. You're evil. You shouldn't say these things about us. I mean, pedos. You guys are insane. Look at these. Look at this. They have nothing. How can you argue something convincingly when you don't believe it? Right? And let me say, if you just let them talk, they'll out themselves. By the pedo flag, they'll they'll say, jokes that non-pedophiles would never say. They don't know how to respond to shit properly because it's not natural for them. It's not who they are. Belch. Oh, it's crazy how easy this is. I throw it out there, throw the bait out there. Hey, I need a bunch of people to come on here and be the stupid pieces of shit that I'm always talking about. Because without these examples, it makes it a lot harder to get the message across. And, I mean, look at the Israelis. Look at what they do. The inbreeding and the elite aspect of things just has them so stupid that they say things like, if you open the books on Israel, you demonize Israel, right? They try to say things that sound smart to them, but like if you break it down, it's like, well, you can't demonize me, right? There's nothing you can say about me or my past that's going to demonize me. I have mistakes. We all have mistakes, but I'm not, none of those mistakes that I've made are, violently bombing other people or anything like that, right? But that's who we're dealing with. And it's clear. You just have to see it, right? Like even just the difference between Mary's comments and everybody else's. The fact that you guys can't even stay like on topic. You can't make any reasonable arguments. And yet you're just constantly begging and pushing, and it's such an interesting thing that nobody's used to. Like if I try to tell people this is what happens, they're like, what are you talking about? That doesn't happen. I watch lots of feeds. I see nothing like that. But it makes the feed. It shows you. These aren't people coming on here going, yeah, you're right, man. We need to figure out a way to kill these pedos and overthrow the friars controlling our shit. We need to make life better for everyone. What can we do? How can we help? Let's make this bigger. Let's do this. They don't say anything like that. Their whole thing is that I should stop talking about this stuff. That I'm crazy. Just make sense of it. How does that work? Who is going to do that? Like, it's one thing to just ignore the cause. That you could say, oh, well, they're too busy, whatever. They're so self-involved that they don't even care about anything. Like, you could say that. But when people literally could be doing anything else, and instead they're here trying to oppose me in the most ridiculous ways possible, there are all sorts of other truthers out there that they could focus on that are saying similar things, but at the end of the day, they're still earning their $7K a month. Who are these people that have nothing else going on in their life? Like, I get it. If you're somebody that's like, I don't generally find people that think like this, because I know that feeling. There's not, I can't find any truthers out there to watch that actually, I can watch the whole thing because they don't go into some Jesus narrative at some point, or they don't say something suspect where I'm like, well, that's kind of an Israeli thing to say. That's weird. Right? Why are they talking about this goofy thing when they could be talking about the serious shit? I know that feeling. So I know if I found somebody like me, that would be great. I would watch that person. But like, somebody I don't like you, yet you're going to obsess over me like this? It's just, It's unique, I can tell you that. And I can only explain it by it's those same pedos hitting up little girls trying to trade fucking images behind the scenes and shit. The last thing they ever want is me getting a platform where I can call for their execution. Because that's what'll happen. I will absolutely be leading any sort of movement, task force, whatever it is, to suggest that if you get caught up in any sort of shit like this, fuck you. I don't have any sympathy for you. Especially if something happened to you as a child. If somebody violated you as a child and you know exactly what that feels like and you could do it to somebody else, you're on a different level. You get no sympathy. You're the only people that are worse than pedos. I don't care if it's, oh, well, it was done to me, so in my psyche, I somehow thought it was okay. No, you didn't. You knew it was wrong. And it's not something that everyone does. You know, I know people that'll kill pedos and because they were assaulted. Only God can judge. Go fuck yourself. Only God can judge. You know how stupid you are? Then why do we have judges? We literally have judges. And they get you to swear on a Bible that you're going to tell the truth and shit. Come on. I promise I will tell you the truth, even if it means I'm going to go to prison forever. Yeah, right. It's all just excuses. It's all just bullshit.
Come on now. You don't feel insulted listening to that?
Look at this shit. Look at the obsession. Look at the obsession. Your content is so bad. That's why I come here and watch for hours on end, day after day, and beg for your attention. Makes so much sense. You would think if my content is so bad, you literally are on a device that's full of much better content. Why do you obsess over me so much? It just seems so contradictory. It's so weird. But it's also really, really obvious, right? What else could it be? You sent it to the wrong page, Algo. Like, did they honestly think that if real people were to come here and see this, see something that they didn't see anywhere else, that it wouldn't make them be like, hey, what the fuck is going on here? It's amazing. It's amazing, man. When you look at how many people are out there doing something similar, and they're allowed to have pretty decent success doing it. And, you know, you see what my shit was capable of before they clamped down. You know, when I'm getting 40,000 views, when I'm getting, 30,000 views, and I only have 1,000 subscribers and shit. There's something going on there. And they saw it, and they had to shut it down. But I appreciate it. That's all I can ever say is I appreciate the continuous effort to hurt me so much. Like it's fascinating. And anybody that's real will see it and immediately recognize that there's something else going on here. So I'm going to leave you guys with a whole bunch of links in the description. Go get your free download, www.the-bilderberg-group.com. It's free to download, free to listen to. All we ever ask is that you share it with someone. There's going to be links. The one link is to Hollywoodism, the most important film ever made. I highly suggest you go watch that. It literally explains why you think the way you do. It tells you the history of how the world got to be what it is today. And it's a two-parter, because you then have to go to the next link, which is the Israel Hayom Bottom of Darkness link, because that explains the why and the how to some degree. Like Hollywoodism explains how our lives got the way they did, but Bottom of Darkness explains how they are the way they are. How you can have an entire population that is based off of genocide, that is based off of, taking and elitism and superiority and I'm special, I'm chosen, and how you can have such an insane cult that continues to thrive the way it does, right? Go look at that shit. Go understand what you're seeing. And then when you read Israel Hayom, Bottom of Darkness, it's going to be difficult because it's going to keep kicking you off. For some reason, this website doesn't want people to have easy access to their shit. And it'll keep kicking you off. But it's worth reading how the ritualistic sexual abuse is done to the youngest, and then when they grow out of it, they're forced to do it to the youngest. So it like completes that loop of abuse, but you do it so you won't tell kind of thing. And the Bottom of Darkness article explains so much. It really does just, it's really a hard read. It's unfortunate. But if you look at especially what the good guys say, where they say that, the cops don't have enough funding, that's why they close the books so quickly, that, the abuse is made so horrific that the parents don't believe the children when the children tell. Like, that's not real. No parent has their child say, I was violently, viciously abused, and they go, stop lying. Like, that's just not how that works. But this is what's presented as being the excuse as to why the whole community knows it's happening and does nothing about it. There's also going to be links to things, to Wikipedia pages. Well, there's going to be a link to the Naftali Bennett, former Prime Minister Naftali Bennett, in 2010, acknowledging that Israel controls Wikipedia and makes sure everything is balanced and Zionist in nature. So then when you go look at these Wikipedia articles and you have your built-in excuses, they don't apply. Especially on the articles that are locked. So if you believe that anybody can just edit Wikipedia, you're foolish. That wouldn't make any sense. People can suggest edits, but that doesn't mean you can edit. Or else you could just destroy Wikipedia. You could just click edit, click select all, click delete, and click save, and just keep doing it and destroy. That's stupid, right? And they have editors for a reason. And Naftali Bennett was there to teach the editors how to do their job for a reason. Go look up the Havara Agreement. That's going to be in the description. Go look up the Auto Emancipation Pamphlet from 1882 that says anybody that questions their superiority is psychosis, mental disorder, and a paranoid whatever, psychosis. They say that it's mental disorder if you don't believe in their superiority. I provide you all of the links, all the receipts. Go check it out. Go check out some of the Facebook videos too. Like, share, and sub there. Like, share, and sub here. And most importantly, you pedophiles, kill yourself.